Hello, good evening, everyone. This is the Eternity on podcast number 7, Thursday, 28th. It's a wonderful day over here. We're going to go ahead and just get started here with the podcast. We are sitting at an LTV of 1,018,207 crow and 849 users on the platform of the miner. It's quite a fantastic day. We've got a nice group of folks here joining us for the podcast anyway that we're doing here live for all of you. And if you not able to make it, you'll be able to check the recording. That's going to be pinned and left, just like the other ones from the other days. We're glad to have everyone here tonight, and we'll actually go ahead and we'll get started with Mr. Steve H. and let's talk about marketing, and then we'll continue from there with some more updates and talk with a few people. Mr. Steve, please go right ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Atlas. And hello, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great day. As far as marketing goes, we've had a few minor updates for smaller things. We will be doing another CMS run and another subreddit run as well here pretty shortly. I believe that'll be either tomorrow, early morning Eastern Standard Time, or potentially here very quickly, but I always gear those towards when the most members are online and when we're going to get the most bang for the buck. We have a few conversations going with some very large influencers, and those are going to be, everything's getting scheduled for the upcoming launch for the really big pumps in marketing. We want to make sure that the upcoming launch is the main focus, because that is the main focus of this entire thing, this entire project. This is just a part of the ecosystem here. But yeah, we will be dropping some marketing items within the next day or two, and they're going to be things that will actually provide good traction. At the same time, me and my team will be working in the background always to generate more organic inflow, more organic onboarding. Because that's always the most effective, and it takes a lot more time, a lot more work. However, it gets us the best results. So, with that said, there will be some big things coming here very shortly. I don't want to announce any names or name drop. I do hate doing teasers as well, but it's something we want to announce when ready and drop it for you guys so you can go and show it some love. And really happy, I must say, with the community here. Everybody I've been watching the chat has been so helpful to the newcomers. I've seen some newcomers become some experts and start helping the other newcomers. And the community has got such a good vibe, such a good feel. We appreciate every one of you, especially those of you who have been going out of your way and really taking the time to explain it to the people coming on, and understanding that education is the main key point here. And not only from a marketing perspective, but from the overall life of the project. Education is going to be what the main focus needs to be, and what will help us the most. So yeah, Atlas, thank you for the intro there.
Fantastic, Steve, and thank you for the update. Yeah, I agree with you completely. We're seeing that our mods and admins are extremely well educated and understand inside out at this point how the contract is working. Issues, if anybody's having issues with their MetaMask, I know there was a group that we're actually going to be doing an AMA with pretty soon. They have about 30,000 members, and they've been looking into Eternity, and the main guys there, one of them was having an issue today and reached out to me. I know them from other projects, and we got him over here. Fortunate, helped them out. Got their they had to reinstall the MetaMask and get everything going. So look, it's great to be able to have that support. The way that these guys are handling it, it's completely admirable, and something that I'm really proud about. To be able to tell someone like that, hey, just go into the chat and you're going to be taken care of, and let me know how it went. I was actually very, very busy at that time, So to be able to rely on these guys, and like you said, Steve, those new guys who are becoming a part of the community, standing out, helping out, answering questions, being here to get others who are new acquainted, understanding the simple strategy of the 6 to 1s, answering their questions, helping them get set up on their end, whether they're on the phone, especially now that Trust Wallet has incorporated the Kronos chain, which is something really fantastic. I think that's another buy signal for a Crow. Having that support. There's a lot of folks that use Trust Wallet. Millions. I think last time I checked, it was over 12 million users. So that's a huge thing, and that's where we are on the Kronos chain. So great thing. That's something I was looking forward to. It actually happened sooner than I really expected. Like a lot of great things that have just been more of a bonus, more of a of just a sign, a positive signal of that we're doing the right thing. We're at the right place at the right time, and we're absolutely just working so well together that there is no doubt in my mind that we're able to really at this point continue our growth and expand our growth as we drop the phase 2. There's a lot of interest. It's not even hype. It's just interest into these both systems working together in tandem, adding liquidity to each other. That's something that has ever been done before. It adds a lot of safety and also just on a long-term basis, being able to be sustainable, which is the name of the game when it comes to high ROI systems with great rewards. You want to have sustainability for the long term. So, guys, I'm grateful to you. I'm very proud of you. I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I wouldn't change anything at this point because the vibe and everything that's going on here is fantastic. And with that said, actually, I want to open up to Fortunate to maybe share a little bit with us how the day went and some of the people that came through. You're you're here so much and you're doing so much for the community, and really standing out in that leadership role, man. So I'd love to hear from you if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, man. Thank you so much. It's always a blessing to be around you all, and the introductions, they're overwhelming at times, I must say. But a few things that that have been happening lately. I've noticed more people are flowing into the voice chat. Also, more people are they'll sit in here and they'll ask questions. Different faces that I haven't seen before. They're asking about the team and this and that. um, Everyone has been, gosh, they've really ramped up their game in the community with the way they really educate each other. Pumpty's been in here holding it down. He was up in here really late last night. I was thankful I was taking care of some other things that I was doing. So everybody is working more in tandem together. Uh, Everything's getting put together in a way that it will benefit the growth of the project. So those are really great things that are happening. Um, and I've noticed a lot of people they're starting to bring up these other projects, and they're starting to question. And these new people, they're getting help from older members who have been educated correctly, and they're passing on the education. And they're saying the team is fantastic. They play their part, they educate. We have some filters set up. People are starting to use those more, which is absolutely huge. It's humongous. The more people see us use those, the better off we're going to be as a community, because the people who can't explain something effectively, or they think they can use one of those commands. It'll pop up, and if ask a question, somebody else might be able to assist them. Or if an admin has to step in, then then we do. So another thing, the community is really phenomenal. They're being really great with putting in the new Chronos node. Many of you know it as the RPC. So there have been some issues with that. I've noticed in the past. I've heard different stories, and we've kind of troubleshooted to get through those. And I've noticed some similar ones, and some ones that aren't so similar. So we kind of got it down to how we can make everything show up and show you the most accurate thing within your MetaMask. Um, so with that being said, if you're ever experiencing issues with your MetaMask and you're really experienced with it, you know how to clear your cookies, your cache, log out, log back in, all those traditional things. I encourage you to maybe try uninstalling and reinstalling. That's like the master method. There will be a little hassle with that, but make sure you have your C phrase written down. Do not share that with anybody. Sorry. Do not store it on your computer, any mobile devices that touch the internet. Write it down so you always have it. Put it in the safe. Lock it away. But that's what I got, Atlas. Thanks so much. I hope I did what you were hoping for.
You did, man. That was a fantastic update. Thank you so much for the work. I'm getting an echo. I'm not sure why. I think it's here. I'll go. I know it is. One second.
I got it there for you.
Okay, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, fantastic update, and yeah, the work that you put into having those commands to be able to answer those questions is absolutely a game changer, especially as we grow, because it's a lot of times it's just the same questions over and over when someone hears about the project and wants to get more information, and if you're having to write everything, 200, 300 times a day, again and again, or copy and paste it from like a notepad, you're gonna get really tired. So being able to execute that and having the rest of the community members, really take on that role of moderating and helping out and answering questions and being able to put those commands in and just answer those questions is huge. And like you said, if they need more information, then you and Pumpty and some of the other guys who are more advanced can come in and help them out. So look, we're absolutely ready. That was part of the strategy. That's why there was really no marketing put into this, as we wanted everyone to understand before they invested with us how the investment works, what the strategy is, and answer everyone's questions so that we pretty much have a very solid base here. I think it was 1,000 people who came in, invested as the first let's say initial group, and that's where this community is coming from, where some people have really stood out, wanting to get involved, protect their investment, and be a part of educating others, which is so huge. So with that, now we're poised for growth. We're going to see that growth. We're going to be able to do it responsibly, and we're seeing these syndicates forming. I know there's a lot of folks getting organized right now, especially also for the phase 2, which has up to 15 levels of rewards, which is something fantastic. And I've been getting a lot of DMs and contacts and questions from folks, and I'm seeing a lot of organization going into it, a lot of preparedness. Guys like Dilo, for example, and his team, and we're very excited, and that's a system that is going to just tie in so well into this phase 1, and they're both going to just continue to garner and get attention and get more growth and more users as we go along. Everybody, you got to understand, the first week people want to feel comfortable. They want to look around. They want to do some due diligence. They want to start with a small amount and see how it works, understand it, and that's something that we encourage folks to do. You do not need to put a lot of money into this. You can start with something small, compound it, grow it, and if you feel comfortable, put more, or go and bring some great referrals under you that are just going to maximize your whole system. Your bags are going to grow so much here. So man, that's really fantastic. I also want to thank Pumpty Dumpty. I don't know if Pumpty Dumpty, you want to maybe give a little bit of an update on how your day's been. I know you were here very, very early, and like Fortune said, very, very late, man. I know you have your children, you take them to school. You're a busy man with a lot of responsibilities, but you've another person that stood up as a leader and put your time and put your care into this community, into this project, heart and soul. It's so visible. Would you like to talk a little bit with us?
Yes, of course. My day was fantastic. Um, Interacting with people every day is wonderful. Answering the questions and getting to know people and building the community is has been a blessing. It's honestly been a blast. I've been a part of many communities, but this one is so far it takes the cake. Everyone here is it's so awesome to work with everyone here. It can be a bit troublesome working with people moving over to new blockchains. You know, we should all specialize in being multi-chain. So as we all move over to this new blockchain that we're not as familiar with, it's been challenging, but the challenge has been accepted, and the community has just been phenomenal. I'm just happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you, man. You definitely hold it down and bring professionalism and a lot of attention, and as well as a fun environment, because you're a fun guy, you're a happy guy, and very friendly, very sociable. So, man, we've worked together before, and it's nice to have you on this amazing project. You're somebody I definitely look up to and admire and really respect for the way you carry yourself, man. Because when you go into a project, you really lay it down, man. You put the time in, and I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, but you're definitely standing out in the commitment and the time that you're sharing here with us. With that said, man, let's see. It's our boy Brad S. Let's check in with Brad, man. Let's. I know he had some people on the 24-hour waiting period over at crypto.com, in order to come in, and he's been working. He sounded a bit tired last night because he's been putting so much time into it. But why don't we check in with Brad, man, and see what's going on, how he's feeling, and his progress with everyone in his group. Brad, you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's up, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good today. I took the morning off this morning. I had a lay in. I got some sleep because I was gonna crash and burn if I didn't. But yeah, no, good, real good. And we're now international. I signed somebody from a different country today. Like, it's crazy. One of my friends who he works all over the shop, but he's currently in Cyprus. He got wind of this through another one of our friends, and he's fortunate enough to be in a pretty good financial position. So he's lumping in, and he's a problem with his 2FA authenticator, so he's not going to be in for a few days because he's got to do something strange, man. He's got to take a picture of himself holding a piece of paper with the time and the date on it to reset his 2FA, so he can get into his crypto.com, and then he's got to set up the MetaMask, wait the 24 hours, and he's in. And I don't know if anybody else has experienced this today, but I was doing a setup and couldn't withdraw any funds from crypto.com. They got like the site was down. So I don't know what was up with that, but yeah. So I've been troubleshooting a lot of today, and as always, I've got meetings for tomorrow. I've only got two for tomorrow. I say only. I mean, that's fantastic, but I've got two meetings for tomorrow, and then over the weekend I've got to see some more people who work, too late in the week to be having meetings after work because of family stuff and whatever. But yeah, it's rolling. I literally just spend all day on the phone now. People, like today was a really positive day for me. I actually only physically signed one person because of the problems that I had, but I just networked with my own community. They had just a lot of questions. Someone was not too sure about Aeon. They didn't fully understand it, so I had a nice 30-40 minute chat with him, and now he fully understands. He's of the what I'd like to call the older generation, so he's like my parents' age. So he found it a little bit harder to grasp. So I spent some time with him, explaining everything with him. I did when I did his setup. I did that then, but he didn't fully grasp it. So we spent some time today talking. I spent some time with my friend who is in Cyprus, like I said, so going to have to do that set up over the phone. So that might have some tricky bits involved because he's done some trading on crypto.com before. I say trading, he's bought some crypto currencies, but he's never been involved in a project like this. And yeah, just really positive. Oh yeah, that was what I was saying. So today is like close to because I've told people, I'm adopting this strategy, but feel comfortable, get your initials back, do your 6 and 1, or follow me. It's totally up to you. And nobody did a claim today, but they are, they're very close to their first claim date, and just spending time networking with my community. They're so happy, and that makes me happy. People are seeing that crow grow, their daily rewards coming back more and more each day, and where some other people have been claiming, your compounds seem to there's more Aeon available in the contract, and your compounds are a bit higher, and people are just absolutely loving it. It's only been a week, and everyone's so happy. And as I said, that's like karma for me. I feel it makes me very happy. They're happy. It's good for all you guys. It's just good for everyone involved. A real positive day. Had a nice chat with Dilo earlier as well. Just yeah, real good day. Real positive vibes.
Man, that's fantastic. That's a great update. I'm sorry to hear about your friend that's having the issue with the 2FA. Yeah, those processes generally, they're a pain in the butt, right? But they're there for a reason, and it's really to protect you from scammers and hackers and people who'd want to access your accounts and take your funds. So it's understandable that it could take some time, but it's there for protection. It's something that we have to live with, and I personally wish that MetaMask would at some point incorporate 2FA into these wallets. That's something that I really hope comes at some point. There's responsibility with that. They would have to increase, of course, their customer service to be able to deal with situations like what happened with your friend. But that's one of the issues that I wish was there, just because it gives all investors so much more of a a comfort, right? And I also believe Trust Wallet has the same issue with the 2FA. I use it for my banking. I use it for trading accounts, and there's a comfort of knowing that that's there. I don't use the Google authentication product personally. I use another one called Authy, AUTHY, because you can have it on your computer, and you can go ahead.
Shouldn't have jumped in. I was just saying, preach. He used. I set everybody up with Authy. No problems. He used Google Authenticator, and now he's going through this stuff. So I was just saying preach, because I couldn't agree more, mate. Authy is awesome, and I'm not too fond of Google myself. But go ahead, bro. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted.
Oh no, man! Anytime. We this is a conversation, and we want everyone to come and add, especially if you're having that that great thing to add to it. Yeah, Authy for me stands out. I know a lot of folks that have gotten locked out. They've had it on one device and lost a device like the phone, and they've been locked out of everything, and it's a pain in the butt. So, Authy, I have it on my computer. I have it on my phone. I even have it on the third emergency backup phone, and I even have the special password to be able to access if I lose everything. There's a fire or something, something happens. I'm not going to lose my access. And I'm still enjoying the safety of the two-factor authentication. So man, sorry to hear about him, but it sounds like he's on board. Glad to hear your other folks are getting close to their claim day. And again, it's a healthy thing, like you very well pointed out. As others come and they take their 7-day profit, that's adding more Aeon back. for those that are coming in, so they also have a fresh opportunity to be able to get more. So there's an equal balance of how this works, and eventually, when we're starting to have big growth spurts as well. These we're going to see LTV go up. We're going to see LTV go down, and we all need just to understand it's part of the process. If no one here is taking profit, it's good for everyone. But at the same time, the whole point of passive income is to pay yourself. And as long as we stick to that, people are going to feel great. They're going to be proud of their investment. They're going to be able to enjoy their investment, get their initials back, and have the confidence to stay with us for a very long time, and be able to refer other folks, understanding that they've been able to accomplish that. And there's one thing of like, hey, I did it, I got in, I made money, but I've also been paying myself, which is what this is all about, having that 1 day a week payday, almost like a salary, almost like a job, depending how you treat this and how you work for it. With that said, also the folks that are playing a longer strategy, they want to grow a much bigger bag. They want to take advantage of doing a 14 compound in a 1 day claim. Look, you can play that strategy. Absolutely, it's up to you, and it's also healthy for the LTV. So that's the great thing about the diverse options that folks have. As long as they don't go below the 6-to-1, they're going to be at an optimum. We all understand it. We are I think explaining that to people in a great way, where they're understanding it, and we're seeing that happen as it manifests through their interactions with the smart contract. And that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Did you want to say something, blockchain? Hello? Is that a hot mic, or do you want to say something? Blockchain for what?
Yeah, I'd love the opportunity. Thank you.
Go ahead.
It explained to me that you were going to rewrite the drip contract, lower the fees, and then increase the daily dividend to 2%, and then also make it easier for somebody to build a large team out without that huge fee. Based on the tokenomics, I see that drip has the functionality that if the reservoir or reserve or whatever you want to call it, the treasury that pays out from, becomes depleted, drip will mint more tokens. And I wanted to just ask, if I can, maybe this is a question that's not, but I'd like to know if you could make a simpler explanation of the tokenomics to see how you're going to accomplish those things that Fortunate said would be coming.
Well, there's not too much of a change as far as the tokenomics. It's actually more of an upgrade on the part of getting rid of the secondary token rewards. Okay, that token is not going to be here. The reservoir is not going to be here. That's what the miner, the Eternity Earn miner, is doing. It's adding liquidity over to the drip version contract, right? By eliminating that secondary token, because it's so expensive. If anyone wants to join now to get their 15 levels of rewards, last calculation we had done as a team here was $296,000. That's not making it affordable, for the little guy that's coming in after a year and wanting to really take advantage of all the opportunity and all the growth that they can receive from their team and their 15 levels below them. So we're changing that to a stable price per actual level that will never change, regardless of what the price of our native token is. So, for example, your first level will be $100. The second level will be $200, and then the third level will be another $300, and so forth, going all the way down to 15. And all you have to do is purchase our native token, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to deposit that, which is going to go to the main contract, balance. and forever you are locked in with your rewards. So that is an upgrade to make it more sustainable for folks in the long term to be able to come and hear about our product and say, hey, this is very sustainable. I want to get in. I have as much opportunity as the first guys as I do now. 6 months down the line, a year, or even 2 years down the line. So it's not so much the tokenomics. If I'm making myself understood to you, it's the changes to the system, like I'm explaining to you. The reservoir is a farming component, which we fear at this point with all the exploits that have happened, and you also have the issue of impermanent loss. So the miner replacing that, changing the token to a flat fee, stable, always the same price system, is going to give it more legs. Another function that we are changing, we're going to continue our system with a direct one level up deposit from your team, from the person that you brought in for all deposits. There will not be a round robin for deposits, and then the compounding, we're going to continue the round robin. On the part of taxes, what we're doing, it's not so much lowering, but we're balancing it out better so that when you get a deposit or you're compounding, you're not getting as much over there as you are with our product, because we don't want folks to grow too fast, too big, and we want to take more of that deposit back to the contract balance. We want to be able to have enough in reserves to pay everyone out 10 times over, ideally. Having the miner also feeding into that, we want to create a more sustainable, longer term product. I hope that answers your questions. Do you understand what I explained to you?
At some level, I do. When you say a stable token, is it going to be? Do you have the peg that it will be pegged to, and how do you maintain it stable, and at the same time receive the benefit of the speculation that happens on a token that will fluctuate in value when it goes up, it becomes worth more and increases
It's
that.
very simple.
Is
It's
the
very
Aeon token going to be the stable token? No, I wouldn't imagine. I'm
No.
a little confused. I like what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to wrap my mind
Sure.
around it a little better.
Okay, let me give it another shot on that one. I'll explain a little bit further. So instead of having the secondary token for the rewards, you're going to have 15 levels, right, of rewards, and in order for you to activate them, all right, into your system, right, into your wallet, you would buy our native token. It doesn't matter which price our token is, and obviously the token, our native token is gonna fluctuate. It's a tradable token. Our system automatically is tied into the price of, for example, USDC. So we understand that X amount of our native token equals $100 of USDC. So you would have to purchase that equivalent, regardless of where our token price is, just enough that it's $100, and our system recognizes what $100 is. It'll let you know what it is. You purchase that, you deposit it, and now you've got that level activated. If you're going to the second level and it's a total of 300 and you've already got 100, so you only need to purchase $200 more worth of our native token. So it's extremely simple, and that's how it's able to get everyone in at the same price, regardless of where the price of our native token is. Does that make sense to you now?
I'm guessing it kind of does. It's native token is a new token. Like I believe I saw a screen grab where it was going to be called royalty, and that token, will that token be listed on exchanges? In other words,
Of course, absolutely.
and with my really remedial understanding, would the sale, we saw how drip when it got up to 160, when it happened. In that instance, in that for instance, what would it be the fees that are going to be in the payout system for the interest that people are earning, or I mean, how it didn't happen catastrophe by having that price dump, but it did hurt the people that got in at 160. So you sound like you're trying to mitigate that, and I'm probably just not intelligent enough to wrap my head around how.
It is a little complicated. We're trying to get the volatility down under control on the native token. Eliminating the secondary token completely and getting rid of the issues with the reservoir. Adding our miner. So look, the 2% actually works out quite easily by lowering the APR. The system continues to work as it's supposed to. We're just making those upgrades for having a more balanced system. We're moving the tax structure around also so that folks don't grow too big too fast. And when they're doing their claims, it's really taking a bite out of the token price. That's why you have that huge volatility over there. We're trying to avoid that. We're balancing everything out, and here you're having the miner feed into that contract balance to help maintain a more long-term and sustainable system. It's a little complicated. No one's ever done it this way. We really have two systems in one. One's paying up to 8%. The other one's paying this stable 2% daily. And we've consulted with a lot of the great folks over at Drip who have set up, for example, SK Crypto. I don't know if you know about him.
Yeah, totally. He's the one who got me into this. Is it fair to say that one of the tokens potentially be, it makes it almost sound like the Aeon token might be an active participant in buying and selling the next token?
It is not. Aeon has nothing to do with it. Aeon's is just in our miner. It is the actual 5% in, 5% out of our miner that is going over to contribute. We're not taking fees as developers for that. We're having this system inject liquidity from the 5% in and out over to our drip upgrade. And it's great to hear that SK got you in. SK has been my main advisor to get these upgrades and these changes the way that we have them. So I don't know if that's music to your ears, but having him in my ear and the rest of the team has really helped us to come up with the best possible way. And he'll be, reviewing this, and he's very active here in our community. And he's one of our founding members. We don't call them teams here; we call them syndicates. So, he'll be able to, if you guys have a direct relationship, to talk to you about us and what we're trying to do here. I don't know if you saw the video that he did.
So will there be a large deposit, a whale of sorts that will help when you say create less volatility? How will you? There's the whale potential. How do you avoid some whale coming in and really having more influence on the protocol than the levers that try to maintain a steady flow? Is that does that make sense, that question?
Yeah, sure. Well, we're having max buy limits, from launch to make sure that folks are able to get in, and it's going to be a stealth launch as well. So we're going to try to be avoiding a lot of these bots and people having inside information. Anyone that does interact with the contract in any way, shape, or form before we actually officially post it in our socials, they're going to be blacklisted. They're going to lose their funds. It'll be left for liquidity. So, we're being very careful. We're taking those measures into place, and our tax structure is in place. We're going to lower the rewards for, the user and increase it for the actual total contract balance. That's going to, let's say, keep a more healthy, balanced system so people don't grow too fast and claim too much. And that is exactly what we intend here. The max wallets will stay the same. There all of the mechanisms there that are working correctly. We're keeping that. So there's quite a lot of excitement of what we're coming out with.
Will it be a minted token? Will there be a max supply? Will there be inflationary, deflationary?
There is going to continue to be the mint function. It that's gonna be there. However, we've taken certain measures in our smart contract to make sure that it's not able to be exploited. As certain things have happened in other places, not to name any names. Of our guys who are putting these contracts together have over 5 years of experience. They're out of Singapore, and they've got hundreds of deployed contracts under their belt at this point. So in the security side and getting everything done correctly, I think that's where we shine the most, to be quite honest with you.
Well, for what it's worth, I really appreciate the time to speak to you. I've been having the last few days of your names and to be able to. I'm still not completely clear on everything. I mean, I
Sure.
saw his video on EMP, and things are getting really complicated out there. But what you speak to is super encouraging. I'm super curious to see, like, when you speak to preventing bots and large large whales from coming in and having lever, just doing what they've done in the past. I mean, how would you mitigate individuals with multiple wallets moving the protocol against your wishes, I guess?
Well, look, I mean, there's always going to be folks that want to play the system and they want to take advantage, and there's always going to be a level of to how far you can go to prevent certain things from happening, right? By having max buy amounts, by having anti-bot measures, and also by being very clear from the beginning how our structure works, how our whale tax and growth, and how everything's set up to really give an opportunity for the latecomer to join the system and not have such volatility in the token. These are all things that we believe, and on the device of SK are adequate and sufficient upgrades that are going to really make a difference. Now, can we solve everything? Do we know every single strategy that people have done to take advantage? At this point, we understand what the limits of reach are, and we have to respect, people's, ability to do things the way they want. We are still in a stage where we're altering, we're making changes on those the contracts. It should be, about a week before we're ready to launch, and we'll have more information for all of you. If you have any suggestions as to things that you feel and you've understood are unfair, I'd love to, hear from you. You can, send me a DM, and that's something that I can discuss with the team. We're open to ideas, but as far as what we have now with the folks that we've, brought in to advise us and consult us on making a much better, more sustainable, longer term, project with it. So far, I think we've got it in the bag, but we're always open to seeing what else we could do. So I'd love to hear from you if you do have some suggestions, and we could take it from there. And thank you for your time. We're going to be gearing up every day a bit more, talking about phase 2, our version a bit more. And, we feel most people have already, entered into the miner on their first deposit, and they're getting paid. Have you joined the Eternity Earn miner?
And how? It's fun. I wanted to see if I could ask something specific to that. Is a way that it, with the 6-in-1, if somebody were to put themselves in if somebody were to make like 8 deposits over 2 days, and then on a third day make a claim and then work in that regard, kind of more compounding over a quicker amount of time, is that a negative on the total protocol or their earnings?
Yes, absolutely. Regardless of how many deposits you make, how many times you compound, we look at it on a 24-hour period. So 6 periods of 24 hours, and then the next, the seventh 24-hour period being your claim day is the way to have the most optimal strategy for you to be able to claim without being, in a sense, punished, because the system's set up to punish anyone that really wants to sit there and claim and think that they're going to, be able to come and drain the liquidity from the rest of the investors. That's the beauty of this. It's instantly recognizing who is playing for themselves or who's, trying to, work with the community, stick to the system. So I would definitely advise anyone not to do something like that on a third day. You're putting yourself in a situation where you're lowering through that claim, you're lowering yourself into the LTV and your position and your Aon. So you're not going to be as close to the 8% as possible. So,
Can I ask?
Go ahead, sir.
Is it closed source or is there a monitoring system? And I also wanted to ask about phase two. Is all the contracts closed where there's no ability to edit the contracts?
On phase two, you're saying for our drip. Look, let me answer the first one. The first one you said exactly. What was your question on the first? So we can get that out of the way. Is it open source?
Well, no, that was the second question. The first question was in reference to I can't even remember. It was in reference to
Open source?
how the protocol actually learns the user who is doing too many claims within more than one claim over a 7-day period, even though they may be compounding multiple times. How does it recognize? How does that function actually happen?
It's thin. I mean, this is all mathematical, right? How the functions are called and the interaction. We can even describe it almost like a living, breathing mechanism that is distributing the rewards based on the interactions of all the members at any given time of the day, at any given second. There is a different equation that you can't even calculate. Now, it has its guidelines. These are, quote unquote, anti-whale measures for people to come and put in big deposits and then start claiming, and draining liquidity on the rest of the folks that are actually trying to do a very secure long-term investment where they can get their initials back fairly quickly and stay pretty much going into cash flow, pure profit after those initials are paid back. So it is built in. It is recognized by the contract itself automatically, which is one of the great advantages here. You don't have a token, you don't have a chart to look at. You can go walk your dog and know that when you go to sleep at night, that you're not going to wake up and you're going to have a huge, drain on liquidity because it's there. It's so secure, Mr. Blockchain, for what is best, that we cannot even drain the liquidity. It is immutable. We did a beta test, and I think we put like $600 worth of crow in there, just testing the system. Writing transactions at the same time, claiming, compounding, and so forth. That's still sitting there. We can't get it out. And if we try to get it out, we'd have to claim, and you know what's going to happen. You sit there and you hit claim over and over again. You're going to be below 1%. You'll be there forever and a day. That's one of the great, safety features of the miner.
Yeah, and Atlas, I could touch on it a little bit too. So, basically it is tracking on an individual basis and also on a community basis for everybody who is in there. So, it will be calculating interest rates or your return rate based on your interaction with the contract. So, as far as open source and closed source, the publicly, it'd be happy to make it open source because it is immutable. However, with that said, you are not going to be able to calculate everything that the contract is doing on a community to individual basis because everything is flowing, everything is interchangeable, and is always moving. It's always fluid. So, the exact number is not able to be determined unless it's on a screenshot period of time, essentially. So yeah, it is something where in the future for the phase two as well, that is going to operate in the same type of manner. But the math on it, I know I wouldn't want to do the math to figure out that screenshot, but be happy to do it if we need to answer a question specifically and straight. But I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, this is far. I thought it was just a straight clone of Shrimp Farm School.
Oh no, we built it from
And
scratch,
now
and
it's far from that. It's wow, because it functions just identical practically, and I thought it was really simple. And when I heard my brother got into this. He's an attorney. I guess he really is smarter than me because he was explaining to me that that's how this thing functions. And I was like, nah, man, this is just Shrimp Farm, except they changed the transactions, and now I'm way wrong. I'm way wrong.
The contract was not a full fork. It was custom built. This is built, by us, by scratch. Our dev team is absolutely phenomenal. And the math that goes into it is math that you can't do on a second by second basis or hour by hour as a human being. But,
Is it all one contract or are there multiples? And how many if there's more than one?
well, for this one, we have the the two
one.
wallets that are the main
It's
wallets,
one.
but it's one contract. One contract.
For
Yeah.
Eternity Earned, just one single
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah, and you could pull it up and you could take a look at it and see all of the call functions. It's there for everyone to see. There's nothing to be hidden. It's simply there, as well as our phase 2 of our drip upgrade. Everyone's gonna be able to take a look at it.
Can I ask one?
And
I know I'm
as
taking up
far
a
as
ton of your
the
time. I'm sorry to take up so much, but
You're
why did you
good. And
guys choose
blockchain, if I
CRO?
could, real quick, I just wanted to say as well, the wallet allocation and split up here. There are only two wallets that are not investor wallets, and that is the Grand Reserve and the contract itself. So I just wanted to make that clear from my original point I was headed towards.
That makes
But
sense.
go ahead.
Forgive me for talking over you. Yeah, just if I could ask one last, and I try to shut up. The CRO, what was it about this versus Binance versus Matic versus all the options? Obviously, you guys know what you're doing. Why CRO?
And that's a great question. Crypto.com has made this EVM compatible chain. And I don't know if you've noticed, Crypto.com everywhere, pretty much every event, paying $700 million for putting their name on the Staples Center in downtown LA where the Lakers play. Look, they've got $1 billion marketing budget. They've got celebrities involved in pushing their product. And there's such opportunity at looking at a token that's at between 40 cents and 41 cents and where it's going to go. We truly believe here that it is going to be the next Binance Smart Chain. People are tired of BSC. A lot of GD scammy things have happened here, and it's almost like going to a new environment where it's brand new, clean, fresh water. Everything smells good, and they're encouraging good projects that are serious, that are long term, to come on over. Also providing, they've got a $500 million fund that they're allocating to promote projects like ourselves over there, and there isn't a lot of competition, to be quite frank with you. I think the number one project over there has only a 1.2 billion LTV. That's nothing compared to what really can be there. So getting paid in Crow, getting your rewards in Crow at 40 cents, and looking at where the price of BNB is and what we're anticipating to be a huge, just they're muscling everybody out. They don't have a lot of competition, and there's no other chain out there that's doing marketing the way they are and attracting folks to it. The advantage of having folks being able to purchase your token on their Crypto.com, wallet or an app is quite fantastic. And we also have the ability to get listed there in a major exchange. So everywhere we look at it, it just makes sense. And we have a lot of investors, coming in here because we are in Crow, because they feel the same way. They think this is the next Binance Smart Chain.
I've been with them for a long time because of what you've been saying. I feel kind of bad about VVS. I thought that would be special. And they gave them a lot when they opened the DeFi wallet, as far as like setting the table for them. And there, like you say, there's a huge opportunity. The functionality of this chain is off the hook. They've got a whole different way of doing things compared to Coinbase on their main side with the way they hold people's money. It's really compelling, and yeah, and I love watching UFC. And I talked to one of the guys what the potential could be of, like, what you're doing is kind of complex for most people, and to be able to create a NFT where you could mingle phase one, phase two into something, and being able to gift those to people where they could earn, maybe a little bit less interest, or maybe, I don't know, but because people love these NFT things, and boy.
Well, I appreciate the idea. I think that I think that you definitely understood the answer, right, about White Crow. Look, NFTs is something that we at this point and probably for the near future are not going to want to even think about. It's become such a cliche kind of word. I've seen so many projects when they get desperate and things aren't working. As a desperate last ditch attempt, they try to come up with an NFT or a game. So my skin kind of crawls, man, when I hear that word. We want to be really good at doing one thing. That's it. We don't need gimmicks. We don't need, shiny, bright, little lures to catch big fish. We have an amazing user interface. We have a great team of professionals with a lot of experience in the business world. We are going, for the masses here. We're going to be able to bring our application into your mobile phone through the App Store and the Play Store. And you won't even have to go to crypto.com or to use MetaMask or Trust Wallet. You'll be able to sit with your buddy and he'll scan your code and he'll join under you. That's something that Drip or no one else has done. So we have our targets. We know where we're going. We're going for mass adoption. Who doesn't want a stable 2% or up to 8% on a 6-to-1 system? Where you're paying yourself one day a week and you're compounding the rest. It's a matter of just doing it right, getting it to the people, and we don't need, in my opinion, anything else but that.
Yeah, I had a question about
You have
that.
so sold me. You so sold. I really appreciate it.
Let's get this crypto, man. You can't let your brother have all the fun, right?
No, I mean,
Let's go.
I have a funny feeling.
So,
Yeah, I got some people.
I
That
got a
gentleman over
question
there,
about
who sounds like he's in
that
the
whole
UK.
deal.
Maybe he'll have a little competition over here in SoCal. So this is great.
Hey, get on board, man. Man. It's really. I hate to say that, but it's the experience of the team. It's the guys that are here from the beginning, holding the floor. We had yesterday our first claim day, man, and there was a lot of, let's say, very well connected lounge owners and respected people in the industry that came. They've been waiting for a month for us to launch, giving us the time, the patience to really build everything from scratch, get it done correctly. And man, nobody claimed. All those guys are sitting there holding. They know the long-term potential because they know the guys that are in this project, the integrity, the vision, and the amount of hard work that goes into it. With their connections, with their armies of investors. We got an AMA coming up soon with a group of over 30,000 investors. There's another one with 27,000 investors. Like, we're getting our community in order. This is something that's complex that people need to explain how to enter. We don't want anyone coming here, man, that doesn't understand how to be at the most optimal strategy for you to really grow and really create that passive income. The education needs to be translated. We don't want people coming here just, oh man, I saw this token. I want to get in. If that's what you're here for, you shouldn't be here. You're missing the investment. We want you to get the investment. We want you to be able to explain it to
you. Know that the preponderance of the crypto market and the benefits of almost 90% of the tokens came from the people that got in at first. So that mentality is hard. You're up against a huge not up against, I should say, but it's a major consideration. And by separating yourself, if you can do that, when you do this, it'll be unprecedented. That's for sure.
Well, that's where we got guys like SK. I mean, this guy was getting married in Singapore and spending hours with me, going over all this, and I mean, going back to the coders. We didn't want to come out here and just do some clone, a copy. It had to be better. It had to be more sustainable, and we needed the folks that really, really know inside out, like the back of their hand, to be the advisors to point us in the right direction. Because I knew that if they were on board with us, we already have a floor. We already have the low hanging fruit, and then from there we could really start to onboard and teach folks, the opportunity. So, I believe, man, if you fail to plan, you're gonna fail. You plan to fail, right? So we've gone, slow. We've gone the right way, and we've brought the right people in to advise, and then the marketing, everything that we've got going, is in phases. And to not have too much growth too fast if you can't really, cater and hold it down and teach everyone how to do this, man. So look, it's been a pleasure talking with you tonight. I know there's another person that wanted to come and join us, probably ask some questions or give some comments. But we hope to see you. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just like you compound every day, we are here every single day, man. So I'm always available.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it almost every day. Again, thanks again, Atlas. This was great. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. And give my props to you, brother, for putting you onto some game for a change.
Atlas, I have a question.
Go right ahead, my friend.
What's up, bro?
Nice to see you again.
Always. Same here. So, the system is protected by claiming and whatever, but like I got a question that somebody asked me, right? So, like there are folks, I guess that's strange to me, right? But they ask like, what if I put money in and don't compound, just steady it, and then claim like once a month or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that okay? Like they probably wouldn't want to compound.
Well, look, our main concern and our message to everyone is if you want to stay at the most optimal position and strategy for getting your initial investment back, you can do it very, very well by following the 6-to-1 strategy. You can claim 1 day a week and stay as close to the 8% as possible. Now, the folks that are going to do a 14-day compound or a 29-day compound, obviously, just mathematically, if you add up those days that they're compounding instead of claiming, they're going to grow bigger than everyone else that's claiming the 6-to-1, right? That 1 day claim, it's going to lower them in the position compared to those that say. It is not our intent or our wish to tell folks that in order for you to make money in this investment and have a passive income, that you need to wait 14 days or wait a month. If somebody wants to do that, they can do it.
No. I got that. No. I got that. My question is a little different. There are folks that don't want to compound. Like they see it like they just want to accumulate. Maybe they claim once a week, but they're not interested in compounding.
Oh, okay. Well, if they want to do that, I don't understand why they would do that, because what's giving you the rewards is the Aeon. Okay, and I'm sorry I misunderstood your question. Thank you for rephrasing it. I see where you're going. So if I have, let's say, 500 Crow, that is my reward. That is based generally on the eons that I have working for me inside of the contract. The 500 Crow that are just sitting there in the compound window are having absolutely no growth. It's just sitting parked there. They are doing nothing, just like having money in the bank or having Crow in your wallet. The point of the game and how the strategy of this is you want to push that over inside of the contract so that it actually starts to work for you to earn up to 8%. So if folks want to do that, they're really doing themselves a disservice because you're in a system that for you to earn, you should be on the right side of the contract. The right side of the contract is Eon, not Crow. That Crow
I
doesn't
know
earn
that.
you. Okay.
I know that, but like once they bought it
Once they what?
without compounding, they're accumulating. So they're getting their crow. So maybe they are interested. Like I don't know. Like that was a weird question for me too. But I guess like there are people interested in like not the don't
Not
have the time
compounding.
or don't go. Yeah,
It- they're completely missing the whole investment.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
what is the point of getting Crow? Crow is just Crow. Your Crow earning you up to 8%. You know, what is the purpose of you being in this if you don't want to have up to 8% a day? You know, I'd rather 8% of 500 Crow than just 500 Crow doing nothing. So from understanding, they're getting that Crow from where? If they're not depositing, you know, because how are they getting that Crow in there? Is it from the referrals? Is that
Oh,
what?
they're like a friend asked me like if I put in money deposit and get X eons or whatever, but I just want to claim one time once per week. I don't want to go into the trouble of compounding or whatever. Like he's going to make the deposit. He's get
Right.
his eons. Once he gets his eons, he starts to go to get Crow, right? So, but he's not interested in compounding.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like I bought seeds. I bought dirt. I planted the seeds, but I'm not going to water them. So it's not going to grow. It's just going
I
to be what it is.
agree.
So
I agree with you. I
yeah.
compound several times a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, if he thinks he's winning that way, I guarantee you he's wrong. You want to be in Aeon, you want to be, receiving those rewards, and if you let the Crow build, that's not going to do much for you. You're missing out on potentially, according to how you went in, because pennies here become dollars, and dollars becomes tens of dollars, and tens of dollars become hundreds of dollars, and hundreds of dollars become thousands of dollars, and thousands
Yep.
of dollars becomes hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
What are you
Yes,
going to
they.
do? The guy doesn't want to get
Yes,
it.
yes, they do. I know because like I almost doubled my investment. Like it's already more, maybe more of that too. Like it's crazy and it's amazing and I love it. But that was a weird question. But like I had to ask because like that there may be some people like that they want to put money in, get some interest. Like maybe it's the lowest they are getting, right? It's not maybe it is the lowest, but they're still good enough for them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, look, there's always going to be somebody that thinks they're smarter than everybody else, and that they're figured out a strategy, and you know what, let them be. We all know, we're all educated, smart people here. We understand these systems. Miners is not a new thing. They've been around, I think, since around 2016. Um, it's not something difficult to understand that if you're into a high return system, you want to be on the right side of the contract. So yeah, I would explain it that way to your friend. But look, he can do it however way he wants, as long as he doesn't claim, sorry, more than once a week. He's gonna, he's fine on the actual reward side, of what he's doing. He's not going to be punished, but he's really missing out on potentially a ton of increase in his amounts.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I still keep compounding for me like many times per day. And I ain't gonna stop. But yeah, since there is no problem, if someone wants to do that, like just get the minimum. That's
Yeah.
thank
that's up to them. So it's good to see you're doing fine, right, with your compounding and your claiming.
Oh, more than fine, bro.
Happy man.
I haven't claimed yet because I really want the project to go well and like grow, and there's no reason that everybody should get crazy when it's claim day and like like try all together to get the money and whatever like that. This is long term for me, so I'm gonna keep on compounding, and once in a while I will claim, always in the proper time frame. So,
Yeah, man, fantastic. I remember speaking with you in the first days of our launch, and you were very excited. So it's great that you came and checked back in with us, and that you're doing well. Keep at it.
oh, very well, very well.
Happy days,
After
man.
a point, like some a few thousand neons, like how all these systems work, right? Like there is a point that the difference, the acceleration is like like it's like crazy. It becomes, the rate is fantastic. So I'm enjoying this very much.
Fantastic. And have you
As
have
you
you
said,
brought in other people?
as you
Go ahead.
said, it's mathematics, right? So
Yeah, math is law. Math is law, and it is perfect. So letting the math and doing the compound do its magic for you is something that you're seeing personally. And you could compare your investment to his investment, and mathematically, it'll be pretty easy to see that you're making a lot more money, a lot more.
yeah, definitely. I was talking to a friend that I got him in the project, right? So we are both on a team. I won't say where, like we're admins. So I told him come on over, and he got into the eternity. And so like we were checking up on each other, like how is it going for you, whatever. I told him I have X thousands, and he said like, what the fuck, like how did you do that, like when did that happen, like so fast, like I gotta say, like I bought some crow, whatever, but you need to work them too, right? Like compounding is very important, and
Absolutely.
maybe like once a day is good, but like if it's at the start, like my personal opinion, right, when it's early, you can work it a little more than that to build something good, and then you can go with more relaxed, whatever.
Absolutely, man. I'm so glad to hear you're doing well. You're one of the first people we spoke to in after launch, and to see that you're enjoying the experience and you're compounding, and you're happy. You're happy with your gains. That's fantastic. Stay in touch with us. We're here every night, 7 p.m. EST, on the podcast for those that miss it. They're working or having dinner with their families. Another time zone, they'll be able to check in with us and listen to it. It's always posted and pinned in the Telegram. When we see a very special person here at Eternity, Mr. SK Crypto K. Hello, sir. Are you able to greet us and grace us with your voice?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you kindly, man. Yeah, I just made it back from that dreaded day job and just yeah, checking in and signed into Eternity, saw those juicy rewards. I'm like, yep, compounding that one. Boom. It's really awesome what's been built here, man, and it's good to see, and it's clear, where we've crossed that 1 million crow contract balance, and it continues to stay above that, even though we are there at the 1 week mark. So, you would think all the people that were in on day 1 and 2, would be claiming, but they're holding steady, man. It's pretty cool and exciting to see. I think people might just be either prolonging their compounds, or maybe not even doing a full day worth of a claim. Maybe they're just doing a little half a claim to skim off the top, because people are able to see ROIs pretty fast in this overall. I think by some calculations, within 20 days, most people should at least ROI with the strategy. So yeah, really cool, man. Just exciting to see this, and Crow just overall as a network is so bullish. So to be able to offer this is just incredible.
So great! It's so great to hear your enthusiasm with those compounds. Like the rest of the community and some of the guys here have really gone out there and just grown so much with those referrals. You joined us a couple of nights ago, and
Dude,
yeah,
no kidding. I listened to the recording of yesterday's podcast, and oh my gosh, that Brad, is Brad in here? You're a legend.
What's up, Brad? So what's up to MK? Yeah, he is, man. Why? Who would need a Chad when you've got a Brad in your community, man? Unbelievable, this guy. He's on fire.
Dude, I hope you got some more sleep this time around, Brad.
I actually did, dude. I took the morning off. I woke up and I didn't pick my phone up. I just didn't look at it. I thought gonna have the morning off, and then I started at around 11 o'clock. So I got some decent sleep. I actually forgot to say earlier. My girlfriend came in and woke me up. I was sitting on the sofa in my dressing gown with my feet up, and I was asleep. And she came and woke me up and said, "Come on, babe, it's 6 o'clock in the morning." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go to bed." I'd fallen asleep on VC talking to someone. So if it was you I was talking to last night, sorry, I was asleep.
Thought you were going to say, "Wake up, baby! It's compound time."
It's an opportunity there, Gordy. Damn. She's in as well. My girlfriend's in. Yeah, she's on board. So she was actually a little bit annoyed at me earlier because I've been so busy recently and not spending so much time with her. And she said, "I don't mind. You told me you're going to be very busy for the next few weeks and months until everything starts to take care of itself, but you didn't remind me to compound."
Yeah, and Brad, I got a question for you. So, how do you approach your referrals? How do you explain it? How do you start with such an amazing opportunity? How do you make them believe that this stuff is actually for real? How do you approach them?
Honesty and transparency and visuals. So I start off by explaining the project itself, as transparent as I can. I let them know that the contract can't be changed. I don't use the more technical words and stuff because to someone who has no experience in this space, hitting them with TVL and immutable contracts and stuff, they're just they're already confused. So I use the most simple explanation I can, and I let them know that the contract can't be changed and stuff. Let me just think about that. Let me just think about it for a second, because the first thing that I say, to be honest, is that the guy who is my syndicate leader, Dilo, I've known him for a long time. He's a very intelligent guy. He's got his own projects. He's brought me into his project and then into this project. And then I talk a little bit about Atlas, but I don't know Atlas personally. I just know him through this project. So I just, and then I go on to promote the project as I say, as transparent as I can, and I explain. If you put £1,000 in the first day, I just use £1,000 because it's just easy math. But if you put £1,000 in on the first day, you're getting up to 8% of your investment back. But then the second day, you're getting the 8% of £1,080, and then the next day, you're getting 8% of the increased rate. And then the most important thing I would say, apart from honesty, is visuals. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I've kept track of all of my investments. I don't use my main wallet because my main wallet might be a bit daunting. I use my one of my children wallets that I control myself because it's more reasonable for them to see, you know, this is, you're going to get there, you're going to get that to that stage quicker. If I show them my main wallet with the amount of referrals that I've had, you know, they're going to think it's something that it's not. You know, they're going to think in a week's time they're going to be earning more than they are, which I don't want anybody to think, because that's not fair. And I tell people, don't invest anything that you can't afford to lose. This is a safe investment, but it is an investment, and every investment has volatility. I explained the way that because one of the things that people say is, so what do I do if I wake up one day and there's no money in the contract? And I explained that can't happen. You know, you can't wake up and the contract be zero. You would see it declining before, you know, it reached zero, because the liquidity can't be drained. It just can't happen. It can't, you know, Atlas himself, the founder, his team, they can't drain the contract. It doesn't exist. The contract is locked. The only way that would happen is if every single person involved kept claiming, which nobody would, because we've had an organic growth. They didn't even start promoting on the socials. That's only just started now, so that the core people who have invested understand the process, protect to protect the project. It's about longevity. This is not a quick get rich quick scheme. It is an 8-month plus minimum investment with people involved. I also tell them that it's, you know, it's not an infinite money making machine. You can't join the project and then go and quit your job. You know, I try and be as honest and as transparent as possible. And people ask me how long this is going to last, and you know, I say I don't know that answer. Anything that you don't know, you shouldn't, you know, you shouldn't say, oh well, the project will last definitely for 2 years or for 4 years, because I don't know that. You know, I don't give any information that isn't 100% fact, and math is fact. So the most powerful thing is to physically show people, I put this much in, I compounded, this is how much I got back, this is where I'm at now, we're only a week in. And I'm getting a bit of an echo, guys, of someone there. Thank you. And that is the most powerful thing. You know, you can tell people whatever you want, showing them physical math in a spreadsheet is great. And the other thing I do is I tend to compound in front of them, as opposed to, because, you know, I could create an Excel spreadsheet and write whatever numbers I want into it. You know, I realized that after the first couple of people I spoke to, I thought, oh, I could just be faking these Excel spreadsheets. So I tend to compound in front of them and physically show them the project working and the UI working. And you know, I haven't had a single person that I've spent time with, which is crazy to me, that hasn't invested. Not every single person has invested instantly there and then, because a couple of people have had teething problems, and every single one of them, bar one person, I've had to set up crypto.com and MetaMask and Authy and actually physically do the process. So, but honesty, transparency, which is pretty much the same thing, and visuals and Delo. You know, I'm not going to lie, Delo's a big selling point, because I tell people, look, you've got a guy in this space who's very, very clued up, and the information trickles. And Atlas, this is what I've started to include Atlas as well, in that segment of talking to people. This information, although it's coming through me, it's coming from them. You know, this is coming from people who know what they're talking about, because I haven't been in crypto for long enough for people to go, oh, that's crypto Brad, let's go. You know, that isn't the way it is. So Delo's a big part of this for me. I'm now including Atlas in that, and transparency, honesty, and visuals are the most powerful things for me personally.
It's a very clear answer, man. You're explaining it like a pro. And Who do you approach? Are like old friends, or do you call them, or how do you get in contact with them?
So, I've said before, I don't have any social media, and I have a very small social group. And it's the rule of six, dude. It's the rule of six. It's just good education to the people that I'm talking to, and then they're talking to other people, and that is how it is growing. I I rang my best friend, I rang my cousin, I spoke to my mum and dad. Unfortunately, they are of a generation that's just very skeptical, and they didn't actually invest. So, but my cousin, my best friend, my girlfriend, and then two or three close friends who, if I'm going to the moon, I just really want to take them with me, and then good education to them, keeping it simple, but explaining all of it. They've gone out and spoke to people, and then those people have spoke to people. I've Today was I've signed, so obviously I have my children wallets. I'm the parent wallet, and today is the first time. Oh, sorry, and then two of my children wallets are going out, and they've got some of their own people, and today is the first day where one of my children's children have gone out and got their own people. So this is it's really starting to spread, and yeah, that's pretty much
That's
it, dude.
amazing, Brad. Since you do get the 12% from 12% from the second downline as well. So like you said, six people know six other people. You know, if you invite six people and they all invite six people, then you have got 6 times 6, 36 plus 6 is 42 people already, from which 12 of the 42 you'll get the 12%, and from the 36 you get the 12% of the 12%. So yeah, that's a crazy amount, Brad. You're doing an amazing job. Yeah.
So much, Gordy. I really appreciate that. I just wanted to quickly add one thing in as well. Obviously, everybody's going to do what they're going to do, but me personally, I don't want any bad eggs. Me and Pumpty and Steve Stronghands and Bonnie were in the trap earlier, and we were just having a little chin wag, just just talking. And I told those guys I've had people approach me who I know personally who are, I mean, they're not bad people, but they are not people I want involved in this project, because I know what will happen. They'll hit that claim button more than they should, and you don't want those types of people in there, because what will happen with those types of people, whether they understand the project or not, because it's not that they wouldn't understand, I just know what they're like. I don't want any bad eggs in here. And what happens is, if you invite those types of people just to get their 12% referral, looking out for yourself, then they will mess up their own investment, and then they will start to FUD, and they will start to badmouth the investment. And I just, because they've incorrectly, go on, Atlas, you want to talk, bro?
Go ahead. Keep going. It's very important what you're saying. Very important. I was just going to say, man, that please go, keep going.
And then we have a bad reputation of the representation of the project through these people who, whether they understood or not, they messed their own investment up, and then they're looking to not looking to be malicious and hurt, and maybe they don't want to do it on purpose, but that is what will happen. If you get one good person in, fantastic. It's so much better, in my opinion, than getting 5 or 6 bad people in, because this is all about community. It's all about having the us core investors, everybody in here who understand and are following the protocols the way they're meant to be followed, to create sustainability, to create longevity. And I just don't want any bad eggs in here. So I've actually turned down I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4, but I've actually turned down. Let's just say it's 3. I've turned down three people already, and one of them wanted to put a significant amount of money in. A significant amount of money will be different for each person, but and I just know what will happen. They'll put their money in. They will get to the point where their Aon is huge and their daily returns are huge, and then they're not going to reinvest each day. They're going to claim every day until they start messing things up. And then you just don't want that. You just don't want those bad eggs. This is, I'm starting to repeat myself, so I'm going to let Atlas take over. But it's all about the community and education and good people.
Absolutely, and I love the transparency that you present it with. You're definitely somebody that integrity is something that is important to you, and compounding in front of them, showing them the Excel sheet, like these are fantastic tools and a way to be able to bring people onto a great investment, knowing deep in your heart that you're doing the best for them as well as for yourself and the overall community. And I commend you for being careful and mindful of certain folks that are difficult. The last thing we want, I've said it so many times, but it's really true. Someone deposits 1,000 and they're getting 15, 20 a day, and they're coming in here fudding. And then we'd have to pull them, to the side and say, "Hey, look, what's the issue? How many times have you claimed?" And it would be, "Well, I've just been claiming because I got all these rewards." And we're like, "Well, you didn't understand the investment, how to actually stay at the most optimal position to be as close to 8% as possible." And enough people come and do that. It's not going to be a great environment. That's what we're careful also, with the marketing, to make sure that when we do this, folks come in here, especially when we have the token. If you think this is important, when we have the token, we really need to explain what the value of purchasing that token. It's not just getting a 10x. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to actually come and bring that token into the whole ecosystem, so you get that 2% stable ROI. You get your rewards up to 15 levels down. So it's a responsibility that we all have. And if there's bad apples, it just creates hostility and an environment of difficult people, when what we really want is what we have now: a great community that's all on the same page. They understand the investment. They understand that this is a strategy that's going to get you your initials in a healthy manner. We want this to be really a passive income for all the investors who come here. That's the way the growth is going to happen. So again, Brad, fantastic. SK, thank you for being here tonight. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say or add. You were pretty descriptive of your excitement, how your investment is going, and the community. Or do you have any advice, more advice than you did for someone like Brad, since you have so much experience and time in these type of systems?
No, I think a lot of great things have already been said. Again, I commend Brad for really just putting himself out there, and that's really crucial for things like this to grow. And actually, while this podcast has been going on, I was already DMing someone who literally just joined my referral link on Eternity Earn. They're like, "Yep, took the plunge, watched your video, I'll take a chance." I don't, and pretty exciting stuff. So not everyone in here is probably as good as a salesman as Brad here, but it's, if you're growing your bag and you're seeing your gains, and you've maybe hit claim just to test it out and make sure you're getting crow, share those success stories with people. There are loved ones that we all have, and whether they're into crypto or not. And if you care and you want to see people get out of their day jobs and want to start somewhere in crypto, I think that you're in a good project here with a team. And once you see what's coming with phase 2 and how phase 1 ties into that and everything that comes afterwards, I think everyone you've told about this is going to walk away very, very pleased with the fact that you took that time. So that's everyone's homework. Go try to be like Brad.
Absolutely, man. What a role model and a motivator that we have here. Then there's some other guys stepping up here as well. And SK, one of the great things that we're seeing is folks really getting involved, managing the questions from the new investors that are coming in, and helping Fortunate and Pumpty Dumpty out. Spending a lot of time in here. Folks are talking to each other. Creating those friendships. It's something really, really great to see, because at the end of the day, man, I think the real most important part is the community. A community will make you or break you, and folks getting involved, helping each other out. Fortunate made all of these commands for Rose that are answering a lot of the common, basic questions that most people have when they hear about this, and that's been a tool that's been helping them a lot. So we see some of our other guys, our other investors, getting involved, and when someone's asking a question, they're hitting the command line. These are just great things that we expected to happen organically, and they are right on track. And I really feel now that we have that solid base, those first 1,000 investors in here that are going to be the foundation for the others to come. Learn, get educated, ask the questions, become integrated in the community, go out as they see their investment grow, feel comfortable, and then start bringing other people in. And that'll be the second layer. And that's how kind of like the cake has different delicious layers. That's the way that we see this really coming in waves and in a responsible fashion. So, man, that's been something very very positive that we're really happy to see going on. It's really been a. Go ahead.
I was just saying, definitely, just agreeing. And hey, Atlas, I do got to run out for a sec to take an important phone call for one of our marketing ventures. So I got to hop out, but I will be back here shortly. I apologize, everyone.
Go right ahead, Steve, and thank you for all the hard work. I know you've been like a 2-ton man on top of a tuna fish can, man, just trying to break through to get to where we need to go. Fantastic work. The feedback from everyone has been great, and I know you've got a lot of I got a lot of great things that you haven't shared with us yet. You're still locking them down, but they're very beneficial and moving us in the right direction. So thank you, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thanks everyone here. Great job with everything, and just really happy to have such a great community that has shown their worth, proved their worth, and we got probably one of the best, most loyal communities out here in Telegram, in my opinion. But yeah, thanks so much, Atlas. But I will be returning here shortly.
Right. Fantastic. SK, do you know the gentleman by the name of Blockchain for What Is Best?
I do not know the gentleman, but I am aware of the brand.
Okay, fantastic. Because he was in here earlier and asking some very smart questions, trying to understand how the drip component worked. I believe his brother got into Eternity and before him and was really hyped about it, and he was like, "What? Hold on, let me look into this." So he's been spending some time here, asking some of the guys some questions, and he actually came and asked me some questions today. And man, you you really are a popular guy, because he said that you got him into drip. So I was like, "Look."
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You're really worldwide, man. You're everywhere. So it's so cool
It's crazy.
to have these people come in.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. And I'm excited to hear that Steve, he's hot on the heels of all these marketing things. And guys, like, you really are, you know, ground level on what's coming. It's not like when phase 2 comes out that you just forget all about phase 1. Like, you don't understand, it's all being roped in together. People that get hyped about phase 2 are eventually going to be taking their dibs, and whenever there's a a dip on phase one, they're just going to be rolling and cycling that money in between the two and playing the system, the way it's supposed to. So, yeah, it's just exciting to be here this early, and then with everything that's right around the corner, it's going to just blow your mind. And I'm excited for all the activity in the community and what's happening with the growth that we're seeing on phase one. And once everyone in here ROIs and you're well into profit, obviously you're probably going to take that into phase two, and then you'll circle it back and buy dips on phase one and just have an endless money loop right there for you, especially on the Kronos network, which we know this has a very bright future. So really exciting stuff that you have here.
Well, thank you so much, SK. And look, none of this would be possible. I always, explain to folks that we wanted to take the time. We wanted to learn from you as you understand this. In a lot of these systems, you deep dive, you do the math, and we wanted your advice. We wanted your counsel before moving forward to make sure that we're doing things with the sustainability and the long-term aspect being a fair situation for not just the first guys, but an investor that would come in later, 6 months, a year from now, and just balancing the opportunity for that long-term onboarding of folks that maybe hear about this much later into the future. So you've been essential. You've been such a great advisor and person. You've given me time that I know was done with integrity and wanting the best for this community, for this project to really stand out and provide a fair and stable environment for folks to invest in. So that's something that it really is such a huge component of what we're doing here, because the intention's there. And I'll say this publicly, you've never asked for anything for pay or any preferential treatment of any sort. You've just been a true professional, and caring about the type of investment products that people are putting out there. I've heard you criticize other clones and other people that have gone and done things, and you haven't endorsed them. You've skipped over them. And I think, if I'm correct, every single one of those has failed. Every single one. So just goes to show that you really, really, have the pulse on this, this industry and what's going on. And it's an absolute honor to have had your full support and advice, because that's really what we need in these stages as we've been putting this all together. So man, you're loved and appreciated.
Damn, dude, you're gonna make me cry. Stop. I'm kidding. Thank you though.
Well, look, guys, we are into 2 hours into the recording for this evening. If I could ask Mr. Pumpty Dumpty, we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we're going to post it for the folks who have missed it and want to hear it at a later time in their schedule when they're available. And we're going to hang out here, talk a little bit more, but we're going to close out this podcast. It's been a fantastic conversation here between us. Some great questions that have come through. And we're going to see more of that as phase two develops and folks want to understand what's different. How does this work? What are the benefits associated with this system and how we're balancing everything out? So we're looking forward to that. And we'll be back tomorrow at the same time, every evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you all for being here this evening.